Let's start with a picture of Derek McCulloch at the candle ceremony for his 84th birthday in May, watched here by several of his grandchildren. Since his diagnosis 15 years ago, he's continued to be active, doing concert tours abroad and at home. He's written 2 books, published 2 editions of 19th century songs, 2 CDs, and walking virtually 2 to 5 miles every day. He also makes jam and candles, but hopefully not in the same pot, Derek. Currently, they remain quite cautious, with few gatherings indoors and only with pre-tested guests. The birthday picture is the exception rather than the rule. And the second picture shows Derek conducting his ensemble, Café Mozart, at a recent concert in Hungary. All thanks due to the support of his wife and the wonderful care and treatment at the Churchill Hospital in Oxford. This is Graham Lee, who was diagnosed over 10 years ago. The initial diagnosis was frightening for Graham, and he wondered what the future would hold. But after a while, he realised that life is for living, and you start to realise that you can control your life and not the condition. Having a wife who was loving and supportive really helps Graham. COVID made them both aware that they couldn't be complacent, but they can still enjoy everything life has to offer. This is clearly evident in the photograph out in the hills. This is Caroline Toll, who lives in Frome in Somerset. She is an enthusiastic amateur gardener and has been kept sane and fit by gardening and redesigning a garden which she moved into 2 years ago. It's now much more colourful as she's a self-confessed plantaholic. It also has a vegetable area and 2 small ponds that were already there, and clearly is bird friendly, as we can see in the wonderful photograph. This is Susan Pester, who lives in Cornwall. She was diagnosed with CLL in 2016, and after being on watch and wait for 4 years, she started taking acalabrutinib in 2020. After the pandemic, she felt the urge to travel again, but only in the UK, where there's still so much for Susan to see. This first picture shows Susan at Tisbury Station, where she'd been visiting her daughter and grandson. The next picture shows her with her great nephews in Conway, where they had a great day out exploring the castle and the town walls. And the final picture is on a walk with a friend in Snowdonia. Susan loves Cornwall, but she misses the mountains of Wales where she grew up. Her parting words to us are, "Long may I be able to travel there," and we hope so too, Susan. Thank you. This is Joanna Mitchell from Wales, and she's been on watch and wait since October 2017, pictured here on her trike. She is multi-talented. She's into crafting, sewing, embroidery, and during lockdown, she got a virtual reality system and played Beat the Saber, and in the process, lost 1.5 stone. Joanna is seen here in the middle of a group of riders called the Women Riders World Relay. She was happy to be accepted even though she was on 3 wheels. And this was a photo shoot to promote the relay, which can be seen on Google. Joanna has also ridden in America and is pictured on the West Coast Highway, and also with her sister in Robin Hood's Bay. The last picture shows Joanna on her bike, which is a Can-Am Spider, and clearly woman and machine in perfect harmony. Delsie Lam was diagnosed last year with CLL, and it was a great shock when she learned of her diagnosis. She's currently on watch and wait, but has decided to live life to the full. She loves walking and does so every week, and she gets great pleasure spending time with her grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Delsie has a love for baking and finds that it helps her when she's stressed. She also recently jumped out of an airplane at 15,000 feet, doing a tandem jump. and we certainly think you deserve some cake after that adrenaline rush, Delsie. This is Tony Lount from Norfolk, pictured at the Sheringham golf course, where he plays 18 holes twice or 3 times a week, and in the process walks 4 to 5 miles each time, which is pretty good going for an 82-year-old. Tony was diagnosed with CLL in early 2011 after having a superficial vein thrombosis from a long flight. He was treated with chemo for 6 months in 2018, and that brought his blood levels back to virtually normal, actually much better than they were in 2011. And since then, he's leading an active and normal life, and he feels much luckier than most of his age. Tony hopes that his thoughts and this picture may help somebody else, and we certainly appreciate the fact that you've shared them with us, Tony. Thank you. This picture of Alison Ashford was taken in Tuscany in May of this year when she was cycling around the area on her bike. Having CLL has taught Alison to live life to the full, and she doesn't take her health for granted, but she certainly enjoys being alive. And the scenery and the sunshine are testimony to that.